Hello and welcome back to another video on my channel. Now, of course, recently we've been doing a lot of talking about all the other countries in Africa because my country, Algeria, went out of AFCON in the group stages of the tournament, which was a huge disappointment. So we've had a little look at the rest of the nations at AFCON and we'll continue to still make videos about the rest of the tournament. However, today I want to talk about some Algerian football news, particularly a player that we might be getting on board very soon, and that's Mr. Michael Olise, who plays in the Premier League for Crystal Palace. Now, if anything's evident after this AFCON campaign, it's that we need new fresh players. You look at the Morocco team and you have to praise Morocco for the players they've got on board. You know, even Hakimi, I know he played for Morocco straight away, but he was born in Spain. They've got a few players either born abroad or with one foreign parent. So there's no harm in doing this. Tunisia have done the same. Hannibal Mejbri in the midfield. Omar Rekik at the back. Everyone's doing it. And if you want to keep up with these nations, you have to go into Europe, find the players born abroad. And that's ultimately what led to Algeria reaching a couple of World Cups in the 2010s, was that obviously you had the rule change. You had Mohamed Raoult at the helm. And a lot of players that had even played for France under 21s, the likes of your Fagoulis, Ibrahimis, your Fawzi Goulams, we managed to get them on board. So there's no shame in getting a player to switch from youth level to main national level at international level. And we have, of course, gone and got Ramiz Zarouki, and we have, of course, gone and got Touba at centre-half, although Touba missed AFCON. But those are two players, you know, from Belgium and Holland that we have got on board. Now, today and in the future, we're going to be doing more videos about players that could potentially play for Algeria. But particularly today, we're going to be talking about Mr. Michael Olise. And for me, he's what, 20 years of age. He's playing in the Premier League. He's lit the Premier League up. He's had a slow start to the season. Now he's starting to get a few starts under Patrick Vieira, and with the likes of Zaha and Ayew and all those players at Palace that went to AFCON, Olise getting into the main team, starting for the first team and performing really well. And he's got so much potential. You can see why Palace signed him. Just 20 years of age. We've got a lot of old players in our squad, and what I think the big thing we lack that Michael Olise will offer is pace. I think we're crying out for some pace. And you look at some of the pace of these sub-Saharan African teams at AFCON, and we don't have that. We can't really hit a team on the break. We don't have the legs to stretch a team. I think maybe Yusuf Altal has pace. I think Andy Delort has pace, but of course he's not here. That's a video for another time. Michael Olise has bags of pace and bags of talent and ability, and we definitely have to fit him in. If he came into that right-hand side, of course you're up against Riyad Mahrez. But there might be a solution of Olise on the right and maybe Mahrez in the cam position. And then, of course, Mahrez, although captain at the moment, isn't going to be around forever. So we're going to need a right-wing replacement. You know, we've got Adam Munoz. Rashid Ghazel's getting a bit old as well. But if we can have the likes of Michael Olise on that right-hand side, it would be fantastic. But the question you may ask is, who is Michael Olise? Well, the guy was born in Hammersmith, which is literally just down the road from here in London. And so he speaks very good English. He's playing in the Premier League. He's got a French-Algerian mother's side and a Nigerian father's side. So you can tell why he gets the name Olise, because it's a Nigerian father. But what I don't like seeing is people saying, oh, he can't play for Algeria because he's essentially called Michael, or because he hasn't got an Algerian name. It's just ridiculous. Like, if you feel Algerian, like, you know, for me, for example, of course, I'm half English, but I feel more Algerian, hence this channel. You know, if England win something, I don't really care. I don't go around singing God Save the Queen. However, if Algeria win a game, I'll go absolutely mental or cry if they lose. And every situation's different. I guess that's why you see the likes of maybe Nabil Fekir play for France. He might feel more French. He might still like Algeria, but he might feel more French. And of course, people will go on to call him a traitor, including me. So that's how different people feel. I am willing to accept anyone and everyone, even if it's a quarter and eighth Algerian, if they feel Algerian and if they feel passionate. And from what I've seen and heard and been told, Olise wants Algeria. He's got no interest in playing for England, no interest in playing for France, not even interest for playing for Nigeria. The guy has publicly even written online he wants to play for Algeria. So is the ball now in the FA's court? Should it be the current FA's job to go out and get these players? Because the old FA in sort of the 2010s era went out and got these players, met with the families. That's what Morocco and Tunisia have done. Whereas we seem to be wanting the players to come to us. And Belmadi is a little bit stubborn in terms of trying to get the new recruits. You know, he shut the door on Aouar. But did we really try? And, you know, you can try and fail, but to not even try is a huge disappointment. For me, we have to try and get Olise, particularly if the player wants Algeria, then you have to question why haven't we gone out and get it. Now, of course, you probably need an Algerian passport, the green S12 document. You know, I've been to consulates and embassies. I know that it's a bit complicated, especially the staff are a nightmare. But Olise, if he wants to play for Algeria, get him capped. Get him called up. The lads can play for 4 nations, and trust me, if he keeps playing like this, all 4 are going to want him. And then if we don't make the World Cup, he's not going to play for us. He's going to probably go and play for a team that has made it to the World Cup, like Nigeria or France or England. So not only have we got a star player, we've got a player that wants to play for us. And of course, it's particularly the people back home in Algeria that are sometimes, you know, it's ridiculous. They don't want a player because he has tattoos, or they might not want a player because he's not Muslim. And, you know, I really don't like these factors affecting what happens on the pitch. You know, even some people, and it's the sad reality, that some people don't want Michael Olise because he's Kahloush. And for me, that has nothing to do with whether or not you should play for Algeria or not. Rice and Bolahi has literally been our goalkeeper for the last decade, even more. Okay? And we love him to bits. We can have the same with Olise for the next 8 to 10 years. So hopefully, we can get him on board. And my issue is not with Olise, it's with the FA. And we've seen with the recent AFCON that the FA have made a poor attempt, because any other FA that saw that pitch in Douala would have been making complaints months before, would have been visiting the pitches and the hotels months before and making sure everything was okay, maybe even changing the pitch. And I feel like our FA is letting us down. Of course, we had Zichy. Zichy's gone. Zichy, although an AFCON was delivered during his time, never actually got on with Belmadi and was pressured to call up the Paradou prospects such as Badawi and players like that. Now you see Zichy gone and you see no Badawi in the side, for example. But he was a football guy. The current guy's not a football guy, unfortunately. He seems to be more of a political guy. And I don't like the politics and the football mixed up. So you look at the power Morocco, Egypt have in CAF, and it's not a dig at them. It's a mark of respect at how seriously they take their countries forward. Whereas we don't seem to be doing that. We seem to have literally won AFCON, won Arab Cup, and just taken our foot off the gas. So what I hope for is Olise to be the first of many. Because if you get Olise, then you can suddenly get Adli, then you can suddenly get Gori, then you can suddenly get a few others, Ait Nouri. And the thing is, every case is different. Andy Delors at the last AFCON came from nowhere. Wasn't even supposed to go. It's only because Belkubla messed about that Delors got in. So for me, we have to get this player. Very hard to turn down a player in the Premier League. I mean, what more do you essentially want? And this is a young guy that can be in the national team, be part of the future, and really make a lot of people that are half Algerian get into the Algerian team as well and realise, you know what, I'm really proud of this side. But anyway, in terms of footballing talent, he's brilliant. He'll score goals, he'll assist goals, he's really good at taking free kicks, pace down that right-hand side. You know, just think of the front four, right? Of course, if you've got Belaili, Mahrez, Cam, Olise, and whoever it is up front, whether that be Delors, Gori, or even still Slimani, who looks like he might be going to Sporting Lisbon, by the way, then it's just options, really. Because, again, a few of those AFCON games, you looked at our bench, and of course, Adam Munoz had COVID, etc. But, you know, we're bringing on Boulaya, Brahimi, again, really going to bail you out. Olise's in the Premier League, the hardest, toughest league in the world, probably, and very physical player. So, Olise's got a lot of talent, and let's see what happens, because I feel like if we don't call him up soon, then someone else is going to get him, and I'm going to be annoyed. But anyway, let me know your thoughts on the Michael Olise situation in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe for more, and I'll see you next time. And just to let you know, content-wise, of course, Algeria don't play again until the end of March. In terms of Algerian football, we're keeping tabs on those World Cup games. I've filmed FIFA content, so FIFA content will be returning soon, and of course we've got the latter stages of the AFCON to talk about as well, and transfer news, and I'm sure stuff's always going to be coming about. And of course you've got Mahrez's run in the latter stages of the Champions League as well. So lots to look forward to, inshallah. I hope you're all doing good and having a safe time, of course, in these pandemic times. I really hope everyone's doing good. Thank you so much for watching. And I love this team. I want new players, I want us to win things, and I want us to go to the World Cup. So like I said, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.